Hey, welcome everybody to the What's Your Superpower Summit. I am super excited to be here today, welcoming you all here. I want you to take a moment and share the broadcast out, please. Share the broadcast with your followers. I am doing the same thing. So go ahead and share it out. Share it out. We are super excited. We are super excited to be here today, y'all. It is the What's Your Superpower Summit. I want to go ahead and just give a brief history of What's Your Superpower TV. So give me a moment. I'm still sharing, y'all. I'm still sharing. Give me a moment. Gotta get my live out there. So if you are joining us, welcome to the What's Your Superpower Summit. Please share it out to your favorite woman. Putting a few comments in here. Pull your women in here. We have some amazing speakers that we are getting ready to share. All right. I think I'm sharing properly. All right, let's do this. So, What's Your Superpower TV and anthology are some brands that are dear to my heart, right? So, back in 2020, I began the journey of What's Your Superpower, right? And so I had just launched our first volume of What's Your Superpower anthology. We had several authors on there that, you know, our theme was females, faith, and fulfillment, as always, even with the television channel. And so we had some amazing women in the anthology that poured their hearts out, poured their stories, gave a testament of them overcoming adversity, pushing through to their God given purpose, and just thriving, right? And so, what woman doesn't need that motivation, doesn't need that inspiration to know that if God brought her through it, he can bring me through it as well. And so, What's Your Superpower began as a book, as a collaboration project for women, for kingdom women. And so we continued on and started the What's Your Superpower TV series, where we were broadcasted globally over the Exposure TV network and other networks, the AOC network, different networks where we were broadcasting our interviews of the women that were in the book, the co-authors, along with other women that wanted to come on and share their testaments of faith. All right. And so now we are here today in 2024 with the What's Your Superpower Summit. And so this summit is just the next step in the What's Your Superpower brand. And we are excited to bring this. What we hope will happen with the What's Your Superpower Summit is that it will bring women together globally, give you information to help you discover your superpower, or embrace your superpower, right? Some of us know what our superpower is, but we may not know how to utilize it, how to pull it through so that we can use it for what God has given it to us for. And now when I say what's your superpower, I am not talking about a woman in a cape. I am not talking about a woman with a letter on her chest. I am talking about a woman that has God having her back, her front and her side, a woman that leans to God for all of her provisions, a woman that leads to God for all of her steps in life, right? And so we want to become that woman. We do not want to be super women where we have to try to do everything. No, but we want to embrace our God given superpower, which is your God given gift of overcoming. Whatever it is that helps you push through those moments where you feel like you're not going to make it, whatever it is that helps you push through those moments where you feel like you don't want to go on, whatever helps you push through those moments where you have to be a woman for everyone, because sometimes we have to be every woman, right? We have to be the mother, we have to be the daughter, we have to be the sister, we have to be the friend, but then sometimes we lose who? Ourselves. And so what brings you to be able to have the capacity of handling all of that and not losing it, right? And that is our God-given superpower, our resilience, our faith, all of that. So today we are going to take the time to listen to some women that have overcome adversity, pushed through to purpose, and are ready to inspire us and motivate us to that next level. So get ready. Pull your pens out because these will be some teachable moments, right? Because we have women that are coming from teaching angles. We have women that are coming from giving their testament angles. So you want to be on this summit from now until the end. So I'll give you a little bit about the flow of the summit. We will have our presenters, our speakers, give their presentations. We will run through those. If you have questions, if you want to cheer them on, whatever it is, if you want to amen something, come on in those comments, share it out as well. Please share, 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 guys. Gonna be here for a little while, but it is gonna be an amazing, amazing occasion. Okay, so you want to share this with every woman that you know, because we have all had to go through something that we weren't expecting, that we didn't know how to handle. And so we are coming out as overcomers, and we are sharing our struggles to our triumphs. All right. So we'll go through the flow of our presentations. Then at the end, we'll bring all the speakers together for a group panel discussion where you can get more questions. I'm going to be asking them questions and just filling in wherever we need to fill in. So, y'all ready for the first speaker? Before I bring her up, I want to tell you our lineup real quick. So, first up, we have Miss Vonita Durham. Her title is Faith and Resilience. Next up, we have Miss Celeste Payne with Conquer Canva and Expand Your Brand. Oh, y'all, you don't want to miss this one. Next up, Miss Monique Robinson with Shine When You Feel Like Your Light is Dim. Yes, I love it. And then Miss Tiara Stewart will be bringing us Worship is My Superpower. All right. And then Miss Elizabeth Crawford, What's Your Why? Discovering Your Purpose Through Passion. And rounding us up tonight will be Dr. Sandy Sanders with Positive Transformation Leads to Positive Results. So I hope you ladies are ready. I hope you have your pen and papers out, ready to explore, ready to get going, inspired, spark this flame with your superpower. So, ladies, let's get to it. Miss Vanita Durham.
Thank you so much, Nadia. I'm so excited to be here today. Ladies, thank you so much for joining. I hope that you leave this summit with a piece of knowledge or a blessing that you did not come with today. Again, my name is Vanita Durham. I am going to be collaborating with Nadia and the other ladies on the second volume of What's Your Superpower? And today I am going to speak about faith and resilience, and how my standing on faith and having that resilience has allowed me to not, it's allowed me to shine and not look like what I've been through, right? So, first, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, a neighbor, a daughter, right? Just like many of you in the audience today, I have a family. I am a mother of 3 adult children. I am a wife. I married my husband 26 years ago, and we have built a life together. And yes, you heard me say 26 years of marriage. And when you hear life, marriage, right, we know that those things come with challenges. Amen. And living life and going through those challenges is where strength and resilience have really served me well. I'm going to share with you a little bit about some of the things that I've gone through briefly. There will be more in the book that is upcoming here, volume 2 of What's Your Superpower. But I want to tell you right now, today, I sit in front of you. I am a woman, but I was a child who survived a household of domestic violence. I grew up, my mother had a very abusive, physically abusive partner, and she married him. And he was, he ruled all things in our home for over a decade. Right. And I would just pray. I prayed that God would protect us and take care of us. And he did. He did take care of me and protect me in that situation. And unfortunately, ladies, I tragically lost my mother to that situation at the age of 14. That is the age where most of us, that we're transitioning from young ladies into women. And I lost my mother at that time. And so that time was very difficult for me. It was very confusing for me. But God, right? God stepped in and he guided my journey, and he put people in my path. And I continued to pray that he would help me through the path ahead, the challenges ahead. Um, and I'll say the next 7 years, that when I say they were so incredibly hard, just to figure out life and how to become a woman without my mother. But he got me through it. He got me through it, you guys. And he just kept picking me up, and I just kept facing each day after the next, and I made it through. And so I met my husband at the age of 21. And right, life went on. We got married, we had children, we started a business, we bought our starter home, and business started going really well, and blessings were coming in. And then we bought our next home, and we had baby in private school, like just all the things were just in a place where I just breathed. And I took a breath. I said, finally, I can start to relax, right? Life is going well. And you guys know how it happens. The curveball hit, right? We decided we were doing well. We had money saved. Let's take a family vacation. And we got in a car in the middle of the night. We set out on the road to take a road trip. And we did not make it very far. We were about 3 hours into our journey, and we had a horrific accident with a semi. And now, when I woke to the accident, it was the airbags were all deployed. It was just chaos. I could hear the children crying. I could hear noises. I didn't know what happened. I was asleep when the accident occurred. But I can tell you, in that moment, immediately I knew that I was seriously injured, and I just closed my eyes, and the car was still moving, and even after impact, we were still going. And in that moment, I said, God, just heal me and give me forgiveness, right? I just do not like negative energy. I didn't want that spirit on me. I just kept saying, heal me and give me forgiveness. So we fast forward, right? We're all rushed to the hospital. I go right into emergency surgery. And I wake that night, and they said it had been, rough for me. I lost a lot of, I had to have a transfusion, and it was a rough time, but I made it through. Right? And so the next day, the emergency room doctor who performed my surgery, he comes in to see me, and he says, "Oh, surgery was a little rough." He was like, "But I was able to fix your leg." I didn't tell you, ladies, I had sustained burns. I had shattered my femur. I had broken bones, other broken bones. And so the most serious injury, though, was the burns in the femur. And he says, well, I fixed your leg, but I'm not sure if your legs are going to be the same length. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm not sure how that works, but okay, God got me. And then the next day he comes in, he's like, I put pins all the way up from your knee to your hip. I don't know if you're going to be able to walk. Took another deep breath, closed my eyes, said, okay, God got me. And that third day he came in the room, ladies, and he said, I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to walk anymore. And I said, you know what, sir, all due respect, please don't come see me anymore. God's got me, right? And that's what I stood on. And I just started to pray and have faith. Like, whatever this journey is going to look like, God, you're going to get me through it. And I had to have more surgery. I had to do a year-long rehabilitation. But I can tell you today, I can walk. I do not have a limp. I do not have one leg that is shorter than the other one. God took care of me and got me through that. And if you met me today, you would not know that I had been in a major accident unless I told you. So all that to say, ladies, is I will say that I had some low moments, and that I had to really talk to God, and I had to listen to him at night in the quiet after the visitors were gone, the nurses were gone. God, every night we were having conversations to get me through. And I'm going to tell you what, you have to stand on faith. When those unexpected things happen in our lives that we haven't planned on, we're not prepared for, you just got to stand on faith. And when you feel yourself being low, the resilience, you got to get up. We're all going to fall down. We're going to all find ourselves in a place that we don't want to be, but you got to get back up and get into the light. You can't stay there. You got to keep moving forward, and your faith is going to help you do that. And I will tell you, ladies, one of the things that comes to me anytime I'm presented with a struggle or a challenge is the serenity prayer, right? It's so simple, but it helps me stay focused and, help me accept the things that I cannot change, right? Help me or give me the courage to accept the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference, right? So simple. But when you really focus and talk to God, it puts things into perspective for you. It helps you move all of that irrelevant stuff out the way. There's no sense, I can't change. I have to accept what's already happened to me yesterday, the day before. I have to accept that. I can't change it, right? But I can change my attitude. I can change my perception during the struggle. I can remain faithful. I can be resilient. And then the wisdom, just the wisdom to know the difference, excuse me. And then some of you might be saying, I'm not sure. I don't know how to pray, or I'm not sure. I don't feel confident if I'm praying, if I'm asking, if I'm having conversations with God, right? And simply, you start with having that conversation with God. That's the start. Just talk to him, right? Talk to him and let him know. Tell him what your fears are, what you're afraid of. Tell him every hope and dream you have for you, your family, your business, right? Tell him those things, and then ask him, even if they seem impossible, ask him for those things anyway, because what we've imagined and dreamed for ourselves, I'm going to tell you, God has so much more. It's so much bigger. What he has is so much bigger than what we can dream of and imagine for ourselves. So it starts with that conversation, right? And when you're having that conversation, you got to listen. You got to listen to God. You got to know his voice when he's talking to you. You got to have that discernment, right? We go to our friends, we go to family, right? We go to our sisters, and that's great, right? If they're coming from a place of love and positivity, but at the end of the day, things are happening with you and God, your faith, your attitude. That's what's going to make the difference in your journey. Okay. And when I speak on discernment, ladies, think about two paths. When there's two paths in front of you, they both look beautiful. They both look rewarding, right? Both of them look like your end result is gonna be the blessing that you asked for, but one of them is not. But you don't know. You can't tell because they look the same to you. You know who's gonna help you navigate and pick the path that he prepared for you, the one that was chosen for you, God. And to do that, you have to be aware. You have to have that awareness, right? You have to have that awareness, educate yourself, know what is coming from God, right? You have to have understanding, be able to understand what is for you, what is not, what that blessing looks like. What is it that you need? Understand yourself, understand your needs, understand what God wants for you, and then take action. That's that getting up, ladies. You got to get up, right? And if you're going to get knocked down, get back up every time. All of us have been down there. I've been down there several times, but get yourself back up. That's where that resilience comes from. And so, ladies, I'm going to close. I'm going to wrap with three things. Okay. And if you have questions, I'm ready for it. But three things I want you to remember. 3 P's. I want you to remember positivity. It makes all the difference in your journey. You have to have positive thoughts. You have to have a positive attitude. You have to move in a positive way. Carry a positive light. Surround yourself with positive people. That's what you have to. Positivity, if it makes the difference. If you feel yourself and you know it's a space that's not for you, it feels uncomfortable when you're in that space, get out of that space. Remove those folks from your life. Get into like-minded spaces with like-minded people. Get into that positive energy. And then you know what that's going to do? That's going to influence and change your perception. How are you seeing things, ladies? Right? The same things are going to happen in your life. What makes the difference is whether you're looking from a positive or a negative lens. Choose the positive. Choose the positive, even when it's hard. And it's going to be hard. Choose it anyway, right? Put that blood, sweat, and tears in there. You will be rewarded. And then if you do that, if you choose positivity and you have positive perception, right? Your possibilities are endless, ladies. The blessings are endless when you choose the light. You choose the positivity. You choose the perception. You choose those possibilities and set yourself up for those possibilities. The blessings are endless when you lean into the light. I'll close with that, Nadia. And if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
That was just amazing, 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 Miss Vanita. Thank you so much for that.
You're so welcome.
We will come back if you are available. We will come back for the panel discussion. We had so many ladies here supporting you. I hope that you could see the comments a little bit as you spoke, but you definitely can go back and check the replay. Your people are here, baby. They are representing for you. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Miss V. You're amazing. So, ladies, how good was that? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to pull a few little pointers that she brought up. Number one is not looking like what we've been through, right? So that was a big thing for me because y'all, we all go through it. As Miss V stated, we all go through it, but we should not look like what we've been through. And then she also said that one of her favorite methods of prayer is the serenity prayer, right? Knowing the things that we cannot change, we accept and we move forward. Then you want to talk to God. Ask Him for the impossible, y'all. Listen for the answers and have discernment. I love that. Then she says, be aware, take action, and get up and do something, right? A lot of times we want to sit around and wait on God. Yeah, we're waiting on God, but you have to put that faith in motion. You have to get going. You have to put that faith in motion because once you move, God is already doing what he's supposed to do. But once you put your faith in action, you're really going to see the momentum change, right? So get up and move. And then the 3 P's that she closed with: positivity, perception, and possibilities. That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Ms. V. We will see you at the panel. Y'all get ready, get your questions ready if you have any for her, your comments. This lady has overcame some powerful points of adversity that made some changes in her life, some drastic changes in her life, but she is still pushing, still here, still motivating, and still progressing. Praise God. So, next up, we have a bit of a treat because, of course, we all love to learn. And I know that a lot of you ladies are business owners and entrepreneurs and side hustle queens, all that good stuff. So you can definitely use some help in your graphics area. And so we have the amazing artist, graphic artist, art teacher. I'll let her tell you everything that she is, but we have Miss Celeste Payne coming up next with Conquer Canva and Expand Your Brand. 10 things you didn't know you could do with Canva. So I'm going to pull her presentation up really quickly. Hey, Miss Payne.
All right, now you can hear me.
Yes. So I'm going to pull your presentation up.
Great. So I hope everybody's doing well. While she's pulling that up, I'll just share who I am. My name's Celeste Payne. I am, as she said, a certified art teacher, award-winning graphic designer, author, and I do trainings to help people amplify their branding and their knowledge and breaking barriers by incorporating technology and creativity. And so for a fun example, last night I was working with an author and we had to get a QR code onto a document that was being uploaded for their book. And so those are kind of things I do, is kind of help troubleshoot, kind of help empower you to maximize technology to break barriers in your business, personal life, your organization, whatever area you need breakthrough in technology. And so I am the owner of Cortazzo Fine Art Graphic Design Studio. And there we do lots of fun stuff. Like I say, I'm an art teacher. So we do paint parties, we do Canva classes, we do a whole bunch. And so today I wanted to share with you just a little bit about how you can conquer Canva for yourself. And as you're conquering Canva, how you can use it to amplify your brand, break some barriers. One of the things, I think Canva is one of the best new apps of this past decade, even last decade, because I joined the Canva team in 2018. When I say Team Canva, meaning I paid for the app. And so in 2018 is when I actually became a part of Canva. It was August. I had to look that up to see how long I was a part. And I discovered this app, and it has helped me to scale my business and my revenue. Just for reference, I use it to market my business, but I also use it to make money as a graphic artist. And 1 month I made over $5,000 designing yard signs in Canva. I didn't even know I could do that. But what that let me know is that this app is very, very powerful and it can do a lot. And so I wanted to know more about it. Just for your reference, over 135 million people use the app, and about 16 million of those people actually pay for it. So most of the tips I'm going to share with you today are things that are for the Canva Pro, but there are ways, some things you can do in both the free and the pro version. Last year, about December, end of December, since I'm like an advocate for Canva, I applied to be a Canvassador, which is an ambassador for Canva. And so I was awarded that honor. So wherever I go anyway, I already shout the praises of Canva. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips and things that you might not know you can do with Canva. And so as a part of this summit, it is the What's Your Superpower Summit, right? So a superpower helps us do what we couldn't do on our own, right? So even though Nadia talked about not having the cape, there's that inner energy that we need to do things. And sometimes we need external help to help us. And so I'm going to be sharing 10 things that you can do in Canva that you might not know that you could have done. And I'm going to invite you, if you want, I do have a presentation that you can get, and then you can sign up on my email list, bit.ly/Get Creative Boost. That's my newsletter where I share free tips on how to use Canva, how to conquer Canva, because you know some things you don't know until if you don't know. So let's get into it. Let's tap into this superpower called Canva. All right. So number one thing that you can do in Canva is share your designs. And there's 3 different ways that you can share your designs in Canva. You can share what's called a view only link. And I absolutely love this because when I send this out to students or to clients or to business partners or people I'm collaborating with, you can actually see how many people have looked at the document. So it's not just sending them a document, but it has metrics behind it to show you how many views you've had of that particular document. Also, you can collaborate with other apps. So as you do this, you can collaborate with other apps. I mean, with other people, not with other apps. We're going to talk about the other apps in a minute, but you can collaborate with someone. So I can actually share my screen with someone, share my file with someone, and allow them to actually work on the same document that I'm working on simultaneously. So we can collaborate that way. And yeah, we can just not do the presentation. If that's causing a problem, we can drop it. It's good. I'll email this to anybody who wants to have a copy. I'll email it to you. So you can also share your designs through other apps. So for example, for a long time, I used MailChimp as my email provider. And in Canva, I can actually share a design from Canva directly into MailChimp for my email blast. So there are several apps that you can use to collaborate when you use Canva. So the first thing is sharing your design. So you can share it in a view only, because sometimes you may not want somebody messing with your stuff, right? And then 2, if you are working with someone and you're working on a common project, you can collaborate, and then the apps. Number 2 is you can import images from your Google Drive. So this is a time saver for me, because if I have items already in my Google Drive, images, if I have images from clients, I have them drop them into the Google Drive, and then I can import them directly into Canva without having to download them and upload them again and then try to find them on the computer and all that good stuff. or even pile up your computer with unnecessary files. So you can import images directly from Google Drive into Canva without having to download them. Number 3, you can enhance images. This is a major game changer to be able to enhance images. So my background, I've worked in Photoshop, I've worked in all of the Adobe products, and I still use them. But most of my graphics I do in Canva. I typically end up back in Canva unless I have to go back to that. I use Canva because most of my clients use it. It's easier to transfer and give stuff to people in Canva. So one of the ways you can enhance your image is to change the brightness of an image. You ever get a dark picture from someone? You're trying to put out a social media flyer promoting an event and the picture is dark. Well, there's a whole bunch of settings that you can change. You can click on the picture, edit the picture, and you can change the brightness of the picture. You could change the colors of the picture. You could change so many things in there. The other thing that was, I was so happy because in Photoshop back in the day, trying to remove a background was horrific. So Canva has a one button where you can click to remove a background. And then once that background is removed, if something else you need removed, there's a little eraser that you can erase other things that may not have erased in the background remover. So that was a major game changer, is that background remover. And then recently, so as a Canvassador, I get to give you all the new stuff that comes out with Canva. Recently, they have put out a feature that allows you to increase the clarity of blurry pictures. So if you have blurry pictures, you know, those low resolution pictures, somebody send you a picture from their phone or some picture from that they, you know, that's an older picture that's blurry, you can now increase the resolution. That's what we say technically. You can increase the resolution and the clarity of the picture right in Canva. Okay, so that's a new feature that they've just added, that you can enhance the quality of your images right in the app. Number 4, okay, so those of you who do presentations and you have a slideshow, you can actually in Canva add a voiceover. You can add a voiceover with your picture at the bottom of the screen, or you can actually move your picture out. So I have a YouTube channel called Art Classes with Celeste, and I teach different Canva tips, and I use this all the time. I add my voiceover. I can add a voice for every slide, so I don't have to like say this long speech. I can think about what I'm saying, stop at the end of that slide and go, and then you can share it on whatever platform that you need to share it on in order for people to watch it. I love that feature. I was so happy when they brought that out. Number 5, this is a new one. This is a new one that you might not have known about. I learned about this one in last month. They released this. You can actually transcribe audio in Canva. So if you need to transcribe an audio file, instead of buying another app, you can actually transcribe audio. And I'm going to tell you where you can find most of these things. There's a waffle in Canva that says apps. If you go in there and search transcribe audio, you'll find it in there. So you could transcribe your audio. I actually did it and tried it. And I've been paying for audio transcription software for a while. So I was glad to see that it was available in Canva. Number 6, this is one of my favorites too. You can create a flip book in Canva using an app called Hazine. So I use Hazine, and so I can create my documents in Canva, and then I can use just click a button and it pops over to the Flipbook software in order for it to flip into a magazine. So I have a couple of clients who do magazines, newspapers, and even my own publications, and you can flip it over there. And Hazine does have a fee to it, but it's worth it. It is very much worth it. It's cheaper than any of the other ones. And you can actually, once you get into Hazine, you can actually add videos, add sound, add links and everything in there. So your publication becomes actually more than a publication. It becomes an interactive tool to help you deal with your customers. Number 7, we're getting there. You can, as I said, Hazine allows you to do the flip books, but you can design newspapers, books, and magazines in Canva. So about 2 months ago, I was approached to help partner to create prayer journals for people. So what we did was we created custom templates for their prayer journals, right? That could be uploaded into Kindle Direct Publishing or sent to wherever you publish your books at. But what we would do is create the whole book for you and then send it to you in Canva so you can customize any extra little stuff you want to put in. And like we sold several of them because people were like trying to figure out how they could get their book to the market quickly. And so you can actually design newspapers, magazines, and books in Canva. You can get with a person like me to create your template for you, and then you can fill it in, or you can have us fill it in, and then you can upload it yourself. And there are several people who had their first books published because they bought a template that we made in Canva for them. Number 8, here we go. You can actually create a free website in Canva, right? So if you don't have a website, but you need a presence to hold you over till you get one, or you may not even want one, you can have a website in Canva. So what I've seen people use them as portfolios, as introductions to their business with different links in it to contact them. But it's beautiful because you have the power of the imaging of Canva behind your website, and you can even use your own domain name. So Canva will give you a domain name, or you can use one that you already have, and it's absolutely free. That was a game changer for me too, for certain things that I needed small little pages for, and then link them to another website that I have, or an offer like a landing page. I could do it straight in Canva and not have to get them distracted by all the other stuff on my website. Number 9, create videos and animations. I'm telling you, I just started a new YouTube channel. I'm going to let you all, I'll put it in the newsletter. But I have a book that I sell called My Amazing Spelling Dictionary. And that dictionary is my best-selling book. And I realized with my business coach that was the best-selling book, but that was the one that I am not even promoting or working. So we decided we're going to focus on that book. And it deals with teaching children how to spell. Who know? I know when I taught second grade, those children could not remember words. So I was teaching them how to remember the words through this spelling dictionary. So I created a YouTube channel called, what is it? My Amazing Spelling Adventures. That's what it is. Amazing Spelling Adventures. And I'm creating animations of the characters in the book, right? Guess where? Right in Canva. So I have like a couple of videos. My coach has given me a challenge to have 6 total videos uploaded in 14 days. So that's going to be a challenge. Y'all pray for me, but I'm going to do it. And so you can do that, and you can create videos. I think even Nadia did an awards show totally in Canva. So you can actually edit video and put videos together, commercials and all of that together in Canva. Number 10, and we're almost done here, is Canva has a lot of new AI features in it. So you can use Canva to create AI text as well as AI images. You could type in, I want a picture of a cat sipping a pina colada on the beach or whatever. That it will pull up that, make images for you of that, as well as AI videos and AI presentations. So Canva is really stepping it up in the AI market. I'm going to be sharing some more about Canva in my newsletter, Get Creative Boost, which you can get to by bit.ly/Get Creative Boost. I also want you to know that I do consultations as far as talking to you about Canva, maybe figuring out how I can help you improve your marketing through Canva, or learn new features or learn how to use it better, you can schedule a consultation with me at bit.ly/Celeste Empowers. That's bit.ly/Celeste Empowers. And you can schedule a free consultation with me. I want you to be able to conquer Canva. I want you to be able to take your brand to a whole new level. And I want you to be able to break through any marketing barriers that your business or your organization may have. And with that, I say good afternoon, and back to you, Nadia.
Child, you brought us some good information here, Miss Payne. Thank you so much for that. All of those amazing nuggets. So we will bring you back at the end. Y'all pull your
questions. Yes.
Write them down. Bring your questions. Miss Payne has set us up, y'all. She has set us up to do more work. Thank you, Miss Payne. We'll see you in a little while. Yes, guys. Wasn't that helpful? Very helpful. Like I said, she's giving us more work to do, but guess what? When we are working for ourselves, we have to do some of the stuff, right? Or you delegate or outsource. But either way, she has blessed us with some amazing gems, some amazing features that we possibly didn't know about. I know a few of them I didn't know about, and I use Canva almost every day. And so I'm going to just go back real quick and give the 10 things you didn't know about Canva. One is you can share your designs for collaborative efforts. You can import images from Google Drive. You can enhance images like the background remover and getting the blurry. Now that we needed that, baby, because some of these photos, some people turn in, you'll be like, sis, now what I'm supposed to do with this? Seriously. Now, I love you, but this is not going to work, right? So we can help them out with that resolution enhancer. Then we have add voiceover to a slideshow. Y'all know how we do not, well, I'm saying we, but I hate to be on camera sometimes. You just don't feel like it. You got to get all glammed up and energized. And sometimes we don't have it in us, but we need to get something out, right? So adding that voiceover to a slideshow is perfect for that. Transcribing audio, creating a flip book, designing a book, magazine, and newspapers. You can create your free website, which is very valuable to some of you ladies who do not have a website. Like she said, you need a brief presence, or you need something to make sure you have a setup to push it to your big website, whatever. That is just something valuable right there. Create videos and animations, and then the AI features of text and images. So I am falling in love with AI, y'all. We have to get into it. Not so much for, writing stuff for me, but as far as being able to push you along in things. Like she said, you can search out any kind of photo you like, any kind of text you want, any kind of images. AI is on it. Okay. So make sure that you tap into that. And we will be back with Miss Payne at the panel. Have your questions about Canva, and she will be happy to answer those for you. Now, next up, we have one of my favorite people all the way from San Antonio, Texas, Miss Monique Robinson with Shine When You Feel Like Your Light is Dim. Welcome, honey. How are you today?
I am wonderful. I don't sound wonderful, but I'm wonderful.
Awesome. Well, that goes along with looking like what we've been through, right? So you look amazing. And
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you feel amazing. So let's get to it. Make sure you let our viewers know who you are and how they can reach you.
Definitely, definitely. My name is Monique Robinson. I am the proud founder of A Better Chance for You Futures Incorporated, where we help minority scholars get to college debt free and help the parents with understanding the process behind it. So, I'm here to talk about shine when you feel like your light is dim. So, I don't know if she can pull up the slides. If not, I have it in front of me. So I'm going to go through the basic phases of shining regardless. We all are entrepreneurs. Some of us are on our first venture with things, and we do get nervous. I won't lie. Most people who know me personally know I will not talk. Sometimes people say, "Hey, are you Monique Robinson?" And I give a look like this. So you may think that people do not see you. Trust me, they're watching. So, as we get started, I'm going to go through 10 steps, and each one I'm going to give you like tips that help me get to where I am in my journey to success. I'll say journey because every day is a challenge, and every day we are learning something. So, on the first one, you first have to believe in yourself. Um, Believe in yourself so that you have to remember your worth. Remember what your capabilities are, even when your surroundings don't seem as if they're as bright as you. So, the importance of this step is I remember so vividly when I first started, I was nervous wreck. I didn't like to talk. People would say, "What do you do?" And I would just look. So, even though you're in a room where people might not know your business, they might not know your content, they might not even know you, but somebody is watching. So please, when you go into that room, and I can tell you this story, Nadia probably will laugh in the back. When I met Miss Nadia, actually I was in Biloxi for some type of awards program, and it was a important situation. You know, ladies, we are in workshops and we have to go. And Nadia was so adamant in me getting to know her and her books, and you got to come back and talk to me. I was like, I will, but you got to help me first. So even in my surroundings, I'm around these giants and these successful people where I thought I was them. And I was able to help her get to know about me. I also met Miss Celeste, who is one of the panelists and speakers today as well. So even though you think that nobody is watching and you won't get to make those wonderful connections, trust me, you always will. The next step, set you some clear goals. Define what you want to achieve, break it down in small, manageable steps, and then cross them off. One of the things that I love to do every year is I write out goals. Sometimes they're elaborate. I mean, they're really big. But if you write the vision and you make it plain, things will happen. I remember in 2006 when I was living in Detroit, Michigan, and I said, I'm going to start a group. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to start a group working with minority scholars so I can teach them about HBCUs. Here it is, 2017. It didn't happen in 2006. But 2017, I was able to form a nonprofit, educate minority scholars about HBCUs. We have a success rate at 98% getting kids into college, even though they all may not be on full scholarship at the moment. However, when they get there, it changed their lives and they're able to be successful and secure the bag while they're there. So define what you want, chunk it up, and reach your goals. My next step, stay positive. Stay positive. The next step is to stay positive. Sometimes I can be my own worst critic, my friends, my family. I can be one of those type of people who I'm very judgmental of myself. We all are afraid of failure. But once you learn that part of life, you got to fail to be successful. And if you haven't failed yet, it's coming, because once you fail, you only can go up. Focus on the good in every situation and use your challenges as opportunities for growth. This is really a true story. I use COVID. Everybody remembers COVID. COVID is when I had two essential people in my life that I still talk to this day. My mentor, Mr. Anthony H. Brown, and my best friend, Jamie McCoy. And I always tell them my dreams and things I wanted to do. In the middle of COVID, Anthony Brown had me on HBCU house party. It was like 1, 2, 3, go. You're gonna be my co-host. I wasn't ready. I didn't have a camera. I didn't have too many things. That was a challenge to me. And plus, I was not like I am today, where I'm ready and willing to speak freely in front of people. And now it's still a challenge. I still have to talk to several people, pray, call my mom, who probably is watching, and like, look, can I do this? You think I can do this? But stay positive. Sometimes you are going to be in an uncomfortable situation, or you might have a CAB podcast and only one person might show up. Keep showing up. They may not watch the live, but I bet you they'll watch the replay. Next step. This is my favorite one. Seek a great support system. Sometimes we love our friends, but sometimes our friends are not the best for us. Stay away from people that call your business little. Oh, you're doing that little stuff over there, or that's a cute little program you had. Surround yourself with people who are empowering you, who believe in you, and know your potential. This is not looking for those people that are yes ma'ams or yes sirs or yes whomever. These are people who will definitely challenge you. And believe you me, Miss Nadia and Mr. Anthony push me to the limit, but I love them, and I wouldn't probably be on the platforms I am without them. So seek a good support circle, and then have those healthy, uncomfortable conversations and just get better. The next step. This is also, I know all of them are my favorite, but this one here is definitely one because I am an educator. Continuously learning. To me, it's important to learn. Education is important. Why? Not only because I deal with HBCUs and helping minorities get into school debt-free, not only because of my backstory, being a child or a person who did not like education, or a person who, I wasn't in the top percent when I graduated from high school. However, I think I've probably made up for that, by now. Even though I don't force people to call me Dr. Monique Robinson, that was a personal goal. It wasn't something that everybody has to know. But keep educating yourself and developing those skills and enhance your strengths. I was always taught, once you feel like you have learned everything else, you need to find something else to learn. And I'm always learning. Even though I have multiple degrees and multiple things, I feel like if I'm not learning something daily, then something is seriously wrong. So I value education. There's always new technology coming out. There's always new programs. There's always new opportunities or ways to grab scholarships. There's always new ways to write essays. So educate yourself. Also, very important in business, some people try to fray away from it, but people will fact check and see if you have things that go along with what you say you're working with. So that is very essential in that. The next step. This is something I had to learn the hard way. There is no secret about this step. Self-care is the ultimate key. Last year in May, I ran myself to where I was in the hospital for an entire week. I ignored myself because I was so engulfed in my business, in my book writing, in my nonprofit, in my home life, what's going on up north with my family. Take care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being so you can stay resilient. You can't help people if you're not healthy. Just saying. But it is important. Even if you just have to go get your favorite snack for 5 minutes, self-care is important. I know. It took me a whole week out of my life to sit in the hospital to know that self-care is important. The next step. This is really hard for me to do. Embrace your uniqueness. Celebrate what makes you different and use it as a strength to shine brightly. I have always, it's funny but true. So my mom is watching, she'll probably send a like. My mom used to call me her unique Monique when I was little, and sometimes she still do call me that. But celebrate what makes you different. I try to do more of that lately, but it's what makes you unique that draws people to you. It's what's different about you that makes your light shine, that makes people want to be around you. So celebrate it. It's good being different. Nobody can be a stiletto in a room of flats. My favorite saying. Or be the stiletto in a room of flats. All right. And my next one. Take action. Take action. Step out of your comfort zone and take bold actions towards your goals, even when it's tough. Oh my goodness. This one right here, I will be very transparent, is really, really hard for me. Stepping out of my comfort zone has been a challenge. Waking up at 6 in the morning to meet with Ms. Nadia as she do the women entrepreneur conferences is a challenge. It's uncomfortable to get on The Voice 6 o'clock in the morning, clear your throat and be ready to talk, but it's a blessing to get what comes out of it. Bold actions and sacrifices will give you great rewards. True story. When I met my mentor, I know if he's watching, he'd probably be like, why do I always tell this story? He was having a college send-off in Cleveland, and I felt like, why are y'all leaving out San Antonio? And I called with my bold, unique self. And he was like, who are you? I don't even know you. But that bold move, 4 years later, have us one talk show for myself. I co-host with him, 6 books that I co-wrote on, and 3 of my own. Take those bold moves. If it don't make sense to you or it feel like it's a challenge, go for it. Take action, but pray first. Next step. Celebrate your wins. The next step is celebrate your wins. This is truly hard for me to do because I was always taught to be humble. So sometimes I don't even acknowledge it. My friends, they'll acknowledge stuff before me. But I'm learning as I get older, it's okay to celebrate yourself. Acknowledge and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may be. So I've learned, and I appreciate my friends who allow me to celebrate them as well. And the last one, inspire others. Inspire others. Share your journey. You never know who you may touch if they learn your true journey to success. You never know who it may empower. It may empower other women. It may empower just people in general around you. Sometimes you might be the only light in the room that person get to see. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you. My name is Monique Robinson, And I truly appreciate you taking time out your day. You can reach me on all social platforms under A Better Chance for You Futures Incorporated. Also, I do have a link tree that is available on the slides. And if you are interested, I will definitely share that out as well. And thank you. Back to Miss Nadia.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You did wonderful. I'm trying to get all of your comments up here. Yes, yes, you did amazing, Miss Monique.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me as always. Truly appreciate you.
You're very welcome. And I want to shout out our audience. Shout out our audience for so much interaction, so much encouragement to our speakers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know I can't do too many things at once. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, Monique. Unique Monique.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we will come back for the panel. If y'all have any questions for Miss Monique, bring them on to the panel. All right. Wonderful. Let me do a little quick recap. That was good. And just to bring this up again, Monique and I met in Biloxi, Mississippi, a couple of years back during the pandemic. And as she stated, I was like, look, I had a vendor table at the Power Up Summit. I think it was one of Miss Kern's summit. I had a vendor table. She was passing by looking for the restroom. I'm like, look, you finished coming from the restroom, you come back into this table. And so that was the beginning of something great. I haven't let her alone yet. She hasn't let me alone yet. We have just been pushing. So these are some recaps from what Monique presented. Remember your worth and your capabilities. Believe in yourself. Set clear goals, which is one of my favorites, because without a goal, you don't have a plan. You don't know where you're going, right? Stay positive. We have to remain positive even when things don't look like what they should look like. Seek support. Continue to learn, y'all. If we don't get anything, we need to continue to learn, and we need to embrace this self-care, right? Embrace the self-care and embrace your uniqueness. Embrace your uniqueness. It's only one you. Only one you. God made you specifically just as he made you for a reason. All right. So be you, embrace yourself, take action, celebrate your wins, and inspire others. Tell your story, y'all. This is a great example of women pushing through with information that they have gained from another person that has came over, that has made it through the adversity, that has not allowed their struggles to overcome them. All right. So thank you, Miss Monique, for that wonderful presentation. Next up, what do we have? Let's see here. Ooh, my girl. Yes, y'all. She's about to bring it to Miss Tira Stewart. She is coming with Worship is My Superpower. Come on, Queen. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. You look beautiful today. Love it. Come on through. Love it. So happy Sunday, Queen. I'm going to now turn the stage over to you. Make sure that you introduce yourself and let our people know what you have to offer as well. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, hello, beautiful people. My name is Tira Stewart. I am the Leaders Leader coach. I coach leading females on emotional and relational intelligence, because we can only lead others better when we can lead ourselves better, right? So I have been doing that for about 5 years now. And yeah, that's me. Author, speaker, coach. trainer, all those good things. But before I get started with what I wanted to present today, I wanted to say, for the three ladies that came before me, you ladies are the bomb. Like, y'all did so good, like so good. I have notes over here from everybody. So I'm just so excited and so honored to be able to share a platform with such amazingness and such greatness. Nadia, thank you for always creating a room and creating a space and saving us a seat at the table, right? Okay, so my topic today is worship is my superpower. So when I was commissioned by Holy Spirit and I joined forces with Nadia, I kept saying, man, what am I going to talk about? Right? Because we as women, we can pull and draw from so many different experiences. We can pull from so many life transformational adventures, I should say, that we have journeyed on throughout our life. And we can pour out stories and lend information from all of them. But I said, what is really the thing that gives me, power and the will to keep going when I get low and I feel like I can't go anymore? What is it that gives me the that I need to just keep pushing forward? And I found that it was worship, right? And so when people think about worship, the first thing that pops in their mind is the second half of the introductory service at church, where the music slows down a little bit and you begin to sing more slow, meaningful, heartfelt songs, right? That's a part of it. Like, that's an outward expression of worship. That's a part of it. But worship is when you really develop that true, intimate relationship with God. And I found that throughout my life, ever since I was a little girl, I had always been able to draw and go into that secret place. I didn't really know what the secret place was, but I would always find myself kind of away and isolated and just basking in his presence. And at the time, I didn't really know what it was because, I was introduced to Holy Spirit at 10. So I didn't really know the power that I had on the inside of me. I didn't really know what it was that I was housing. But I knew that every time I had got into a point of despair, that there was this thing that would just rise up on the inside of me. And I couldn't quite figure out what it was. And so in order for me to continue on this journey and to get through the journey that I've gone on, being someone who has a 2-time suicide attemptee, at the age of 13, at the age of 22, being a teen mother, I had my child at 17, and being someone who lost a child as well. I went through a pretty horrific divorce when I was 22 as well. I lost my daughter at 19. She carried a full term and she passed away. And because I was young and away from home after Katrina and didn't really know any better, didn't have funds, we had to bury my daughter in Memphis, Tennessee's county cemetery. So my daughter is identified by a number, not even a name. She's identified by a number. And having my son at 17 and going through my husband walking out on us in Memphis, leaving me in a state with no one. I knew no one. I had no money. I had no car. I had nowhere to go. I had nothing to do. I had to call my parents and say, hey, y'all, I need you to come and get me. And I had to leave my home where it was fully furnished, brand new furniture. I had to leave everything, my kids, their brand new things. I had to leave everything and start over once again. So after Katrina, I started over. After this divorce, I started over. I had to come home and live with my parents for a year. And then I had to start over again. So my life was just always filled, I felt, with starting over. And I was tired. I was tired. Like, honestly, I was tired. I was like, God, can I start over now one more time? I can't do this now one more again. Not another. I can't do it no more. But I found that what kept me and what got me through all of that was worship. When I was able to really steal away and find myself in his presence was a thing that really got me through. And so oftentimes we talk about Jesus being our CEO of our business and, I'm God made, not self-made, and all those things. And those colloquialisms are great. They're profound. But do you actually live that life? Do you live that life where God really is your CEO, where you consult him on everything, where you go to him, and when he tells you the things that you really, really, really want to do, and he tells you, no, you can't do it, how does that make you feel? And when the things that you really don't want to do, and he said, that's the thing that I need you to do, I need you to go and talk to that person who you just found out was talking about you. I need you to go. I need you to go talk to them. I need you to go and not only talk to that person, but I also need you to help that person. I need you to lend them a helping hand. Yes, they backbit. Yes, they talked about you. Yes, they drug your name through the mud. Yes, 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 they did all of those things, but I still need you to go and do what I say do. I need you to go and help. Right? And I think that part of that is where worship really does come in to play, right? Part of that comes because you really don't want to do it. Like you don't want to do it. God, I don't want to. I don't want to love like you, God. I don't want to love like you. I don't want to love the people that don't like me. I don't want to do it. But guess what? When you live a lifestyle of worship, this is what you're saying. Your life becomes what it is. Like your life becomes bent on just that. Your life becomes, God, I surrender and I respond to what it is that you're saying. I surrender and I respond to what it is that you're saying. I surrender and I will respond to what it is that you are saying, whether I want to or not, because my lifestyle has become a lifestyle of worship. And so when you worship someone, it means to give your deepest affection and your highest praise to God. True worship is where you love him with all your heart, your mind, your soul, and your strength. Meaning, God, I can't do anything else outside of you. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, where would I be? That's true. God, if it had not been for you, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here and able to hear these beautiful ladies and their stories. I wouldn't be able to share where you've brought me from. I wouldn't be able to do it. But God, I have to continue to surrender and respond and die to myself every day to live a lifestyle of worship. And so that is why worship is my superpower. Worship is the thing that has gotten me through times where I didn't want to get through. Like I wanted to give up. I just wanted to, it was easier to die. It was easier to die than to get up and fight. But God said, no, you have to get up and you have to fight because I have work for you to do. So I had to surrender and I had to live a lifestyle of worship. So here I am to say worship is my superpower. Back to you, Nadia.
Baby, just as I thought. You brought it, sis. You brought it, sis. Worship is my superpower. I love that so much. So much. Our audience loves it. I'm pulling up the comments. Like I said, y'all know I can't do too many things at once, so that's why my talking is a little labor. But T, Miss T, you
Yes,
did
ma'am.
it, my sweet.
Yes, ma'am.
And I thank you so much. This has been a powerful message that you have brought. Y'all, bring your questions at the end. That's all I can say. Will you be joining us for the panel, sweetie?
I will be here.
Awesome. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick recap on what Miss Tara Stewart has brought us today. Worship. Worship meaning drawing near and going into that secret place with God, getting into the presence of God, being obedient, surrender, and respond. Worship is the deepest affection and the highest praise. And finally, we should live a lifestyle of worship. And this is so true, y'all. Just listening to what Tara has poured out, of course, I knew some of her backstory, but every time is just so moving that she's still here, looking beautiful, feeling great, inspiring others to push through, such as all the other ladies that have spoken. They have gone through so much, y'all. Some things that probably would have broke me, you, and anyone else, but they kept going. They were obedient. They pulled through. They held on to God's unchanging hand in their faith and knowing that they can get over this with him. All right. So, Miss Tira Stewart, you brought it, honey. You brought it. Thank you so much. All right, next up, who we got next? Oh, y'all about to make me cry. I'm trying to keep my eyes together. Don't do it. We have two more amazing presenters, y'all. Next up, I have one of my South Carolina honeys, Miss Elizabeth Crawford, coming with What's Your Why? Discovering your purpose through your passion. Discovering your purpose through your passion. Hey, my queen, how are you?
Hey, hey, hey. I am really blessed by all the ladies who have come forth. I'm over here cheering and trying not to tear up as well.
Yes. So I'm not going to pull on you right now. I'm going to allow you to go ahead and put your piece out. But what I want you to make sure that you do is introduce yourself and let the audience know what you have to offer, Queen.
Okay. My name is Elizabeth Crawford, or Coach Liz. I am the CEO of Wisdom and Insights. We're a career and personal development coaching practice. I also have a couple contracts or other jobs that I work on, and I totally love what I do. One of them, my morning gig, I assist executives who have been laid off from major companies. So I work as a career transition consultant with them. And in the afternoon, I service military spouses on their education and careers. And like I said, I absolutely love what I do. When I finish my presentation today, I do have templates that I can send you where you can do little activities on discovering your purpose through your passions. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. So I wanted to start with just a little inspiration. So hopefully I'm going to remember this because I'm going to recite something for you. It has always helped me and guided me along my journey. And it is a poem called The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. So some of you may be familiar with it. So think about the words. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, though just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. As for that, the passing there had worn them both about the same. Both that morning equally lay in leaves, no steps had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this tale somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So in that poem, what it means to me is through life, I was kind of confused. I wandered around confused with exactly what my purpose was. What was it that I was here to do? What was my God's gift to the world? And you may have felt that way yourself somewhere along your journey. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to give you 10 steps to discovering your purpose through your passion. But let's start off by many people go through their entire lives not knowing their why. Why am I here? They have no sense of purpose, They kind of stumble through life, going from one thing to another, searching for something fulfillment, some type of fulfillment, something fulfilling, but never quite reaching that place. Some examples are people who use relationships as fulfillment. They go from one relationship to the next because they're not finding fulfillment in that one person. Some use alcohol and drugs. Both of those can be toxic and very dangerous. Once again, looking for fulfillment. Some live a life of a facade. You know, we are in this world of social media, right? We want to be like folks on TV. We want to have what they have. So some people live that type of life. They want to look like they have it all together. They're kind of like trying to keep up with the Joneses. But none of this works. Not having a sense of purpose allows you to wander aimlessly through life. A person that has no purpose can be terrifying. They don't care about themselves nor anyone else, especially not you. It is critical in today's society to have something that you're working on, right? God put Adam and Eve in the earth to produce. And so likewise, they are our example. We're supposed to be working on something. We're supposed to be producing something. You've heard the saying, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, and that is true. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. That is true. And I say without destination, there is no direction. And you can flip that around. Without direction, there is no destination. So what is your why? To what purpose have you been created? We're not here to just take up space. We're here to fulfill a need, to leave an indelible mark, an imprint in this earth. What is that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning? And don't say it's your alarm clock. And don't say, girl, I got to make these coins. I got to get these Benjamins. That's why I get up in the morning. It's deeper than that. It's far deeper than that. So think for just a moment. What are you here for? What problem do you solve? What value do you bring? What gifts, skills, and talents do you possess that we need, that we can use, that can make us better? So I want you to take a notepad out if you have one. Take a little sheet of paper, or you can use the note section in your phone. Write down 3 things, your top 3 skills that you do that just come to you naturally. And you can rank them by order. What's your number 1 superpower? And then go on to your 2 and then your 3. Now I want you to think about those 3 things. How they solve a problem. Are you operating in those positions now? Is this a paradigm that you're familiar with? Are you comfortable with it? I'm talking personally, professionally, naturally, and spiritually. So I was reading, there's a Deloitte study, and I think that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled Deloitte. And that study says 13% of the US workforce is passionate about their jobs. Think about that. 13%. So what are the rest of us doing? Are we just wandering around aimlessly, not fulfilling our purpose, not operating in our passions? Only 13%? So I don't want to neglect that everybody understands what passion and purpose is. So let me give you the dictionary version. Passion is a strong feeling or emotion. It's something that stirs you up, something that pulls you, a yearning that you've got to do this. Purpose is the reason why something is done or created, or the reason it exists. So that thing that's pulling on you, your passion, should lead you to your purpose. And if you're still having issues, then pray to God to reveal it to you. because it's there. It may be something simple and you're looking for something grandiose. So listen to the voice of God. He'll never steer you wrong. So 10 steps to find your passion, and then we'll be done. Number 1, your passion vision statement. What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself in the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years? What's your progression? And I'm a career coach. So what's your career trajectory? What is your career path? What does it look like? What are your short-term and your long-term goals? So make a strategic plan of action on how you are going to achieve those goals. Break them down into tiny steps. Remember, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Number 2, determine your values. What are the things important to you? Your non-negotiables, like where you draw the line in the sand on how you work and how you live. What are complete? Find your true north. Your drives you. What gives you that? It's that driving factor. That's called your true north. Values plus beliefs equal sense of purpose. Number 4, make a list of the things you absolutely love to do. Know yourself, self-knowledge and self-awareness. What do you love? Likewise, number 5, take an inventory of the things you don't love so much. What don't you like? Knowing what you don't like will give you a better understanding of what makes you who you are. We are all made up with life experiences and our education, things that we've seen. We've used our 5 senses. You know what you like and what you don't like. You know what you love and what you don't love. Number 6, acknowledge and celebrate your strengths and achievements. Your gifts, talents, and skills, the things that come to you naturally. Acknowledge those things. Number 7, practice journaling. A lot of people take this for granted. Journaling is very cathartic. Putting your thoughts down on paper kind of makes it a contract between you, or as I can say, me, myself, and I, because that's who my competition is, me, being a better Liz. I don't look at nobody else. It's like I have on blinders, me. And I had to learn that through life's experiences. So practice journaling. This can be your litmus on tracking progress and personal growth. And I quoted Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain that you can run with it. Number 8, practice mindfulness and meditation. Once again, very powerful. Mindfulness can center you. Do those deep breathing exercises. Focus on your body and just relax yourself from the head on down. Very important. Being present and living in the moment. Mindfulness will teach you that. Number 9, seek guidance from a coach or a therapist if you need to take a deeper dive. A career coach is trained in helping people find their passions in life and work. Career coaches can help us shed the burdens of external pressure working from the outside in. And if you're a business owner, business coach, we've got a room full of coaches here, I believe. So there's no excuse. Finally, 10, surround yourself with people who have similar passions. Know what makes you feel inspired, confident, and secure. Finding these same qualities in someone with similar passions to your own. So you've heard birds of a feather flock together. And my grandmother used to have this saying, association brings on assimilation. So surround yourself with people with similar interests, people who are going somewhere, who can help you to go as well. So finally, I want you to explore and further develop your passion. They can evolve and adjust throughout your journey, but the core is still remains the same. Your passion is your purpose. So on that journey to purpose, be open to what you feel, to all your senses, and allow God to direct you in the area that he wants for you. That's your mark that you're going to leave in this earth. Okay, blessings to you all. And I'm done, Nadia.
Oh, yes, I knew it. I knew she was going to bring it, and she gave y'all some work. She gave y'all some work with it. Thank you, Coach Liz. This was amazing. I'm going to pull up your comments. Yes. So I hope that you can stay for the panel. We will get to that. We have one more speaker. We will get to the panel, but I am going to do a little reflection of Coach Liz's presentation. And so she said, she dropped a lot of gems. And so I'm going to throw out a few of them. First off, what's your why? Is something that we should ask ourselves a lot, right? A lot of times, when we get to those spaces where we don't know what we're supposed to be doing, if we're supposed to be doing it, why am I even thinking about this? Go back to that why. I also like that she said, without direction, there is no destination. Without direction, there is no destination. Then your passion leads to your purpose. Y'all, we don't look at that enough. A lot of times we're looking to what someone else is doing. Oh, she does this, but I can do it better. Oh, let me pull a little bit of this and do. No. Do what God brings to you. Do what your gifts and talent. She has said that several times during her presentation. It's in the Bible. Your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts, not my gifts. Not Coach Liz's gifts. Not Monique's gifts. Our gifts are only going to make room for us. You have to tap into your own gifts, your own talents, what God has put in you, because everything that you need is already in you. Life brings about the way of discovering these gifts and talents, discovering our passion, right? So don't negate the struggle. Don't negate the struggle. The struggle is where your strengths are born. A lot of times we want to fold when things get hard. No, that's when you should fight. Don't fold, fight. Because why? Somebody sees something in you enough to make you not do it. Now, who is that? Who is that? Right? So I ain't about to preach on Coach Liz's topic. I just had to go there because that was good. Give y'all a few more pointers from her. Acknowledge and celebrate your achievements. Journaling, y'all, will pull a lot of that stuff that we, have to weed through. Journaling helps that. It helps you get it out so you can see it. Creates that roadmap, as Coach Liz says. Mindfulness and meditation, y'all, very important. Very important. And then surrounding yourself with like-minded people that are going to push you into your purpose, push you into your passion. All right. And so I'm going to stop right there on Coach Liz's part. Make sure you guys join us for this panel in a few. Now, I want to bring up our final speaker, one of my favorite Gulf Coast women that I just adore. She is going to bless us with positive transformation leads to positive results. And that is my friend, Miss Sandy Sanders. Hey, Queen.
Hey there.
How are you?
Listen, I am super excited listening to all of the amazing speakers. How can you come behind all these women?
Girl, it's
I
wonderful,
don't
ain't it?
know.
Oh my goodness. I know you're gonna do wonderfully, wonderfully as you round us off with this positive transformation.
Wow, you are amazing. This has been so good. I can't wait for us to all come together a little bit later. Thank you for, I know,
Yes,
thank you for giving me this opportunity.
you're very welcome, Queen. Without further ado, I'm gonna get out your way and you can get started.
Okay,
Make sure you tell everyone who you are, what you have to offer, and
okay,
just bring it as you do.
okay, I will. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome. And thank you all so much for staying to hear these amazing women that have been speaking to this afternoon on what's your superpower. First, I want to thank the visionary herself, the phenomenal Nadia Francois, who has also been my coach and has helped me in my journey of, yeah, having a positive transformation leading to my positive results. I do want to just dive right on in. I tell you, these ladies have been bringing it for sure. I am Sandy Sanders. I'm the host and creator of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy, and I'll be sharing a little bit more about that in just a moment. But the ladies have already, it seems like that's what the Spirit of the Lord does. You can definitely tell, listen, this is a Christian platform. We are women of God. Nadia began to share. She didn't want to come behind Coach Liz and preach, but I was hearing the amens, and for sure. The tips that have come forward, Dr. Monique said, taking those bold moves. Yes, and Minister Celeste Payne, as she told us about the tips of Canva, and never would you have thought that an entire conference can be developed out of that that type of platform. And another one that I grabbed was those 3 P's from our first speaker, Miss Durham, and she gave us the positive, perception and possibilities. And that's where, hey, I said I'm in the right room. Positive transformation leads to positive results. The Lord had begun to speak to me about that over a year ago. I began to look at Romans. You all know that it comes from Romans 2, 12 and 2, where it says, I want to read the New Living Translation, and it says, and do not be conformed of this world any longer. This is the Amplified Version. Any longer. Do not be conformed of this world any longer with its superficial values and customs, but be ye what? Transformed and progressively changed as you mature spiritually by the renewing of your mind, focusing on godly values and ethical attitudes. And so that you may prove who for yourselves what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect in his plan and purpose. When we talk about transformation, and I look at that, when you see what transformation is, it is a metamorphosis. It's the Greek word that means metamorphosis, which refers to the process that leads to an outward and permanent change. Listen, if you all saw me maybe over 20 years ago, I often share about my transformation. I'm very transparent about God's deliverance in my life. And as the other women have shared of how God's journey has brought them about. The woman of God, Miss Stewart, as she talked about her relationship with the Spirit of the Lord and her worship. I have shared in previous interviews, and I'm very transparent about how God transformed my life. In my early days, I worked for a Fortune 100 company, but come those afternoons and those evenings, after on Tuesdays and Fridays, we would hit the happy hours. And over the years, yes, I basically, yes, was an alcoholic. I was functional. Alcoholism had been in my family for many, many years. Growing up, it was always the thing to do, the holidays and all of that. I seen it all in my family. But it was as I began more and more in my adult life that I began to reach for the bottle. And I often have said is that had it not been for the grace of God, I would be either 6 feet under, or I would be where I go to Harrison County Jail, which is county here in Mississippi, where I teach female inmates. And literally, I could have killed someone or killed myself. Why? Because of drunk driving. But God delivered me from that. And that's my transformation. When he transformed that portion of my life, then I can walk boldly. And I dealt with self-esteem, low self-esteem, not feeling that I fit in the room or any of that. And so here I am. Here I am, a mother of 3 adult amazing children, 4 amazing grandchildren, and I'm about to go early retirement. But I feel like that this message that God has given me, I've been walking in this transformation now for a little over a year. That one scripture, because he says that be not conformed to the world. We've lived some worldly lives for a long time. And as we as Christian women in business and in our personal lives and that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at our spiritual lives. There are 3 areas of positive transformation that I will be talking about. So by the time we get through with this conversation, we will know going from point A of our transformation and getting that positive result, which is the point B. So as we move forward, what does that look like? There are 3 areas. Those 3 areas are our spiritual life. Our spiritual life. When I began to look at the positive, having a positive transformation that leads to positive results, I'm one, I can't be set up for, I've set myself up for failure too many times. We'll make these long goals. You know how we used to do, like at the beginning of the year or come December, that you're looking forward to for the next year so you can make a resolution. Well, we don't do that no more. We don't make resolutions. We just set those goals. And that is one of the things that having Nadia as a coach, she has helped me transform in looking into within that year. And don't wait until the new year come. You be ready before so you can have all of your things in line. So when those clients and everything come, and I'm jumping ahead of myself, that's on the natural life. But there are 3 areas that we look at. We look at our spiritual life, we look at our natural life, and we look at our health and well-being. When I say don't set yourself up for failure, I'm talking to myself. And so I'm sharing my expertise and my experience. My experience is that when I set those long goals that come about that first, and we are in the first quarter, we're the 2nd month in the first quarter, that by this time we're pretty much, truth be told, we're running out of air. We're slow. Our pace is slowing down. We get a little frustrated because we're not getting the type of feedback or results from putting in the work. And so we began to doubt ourselves, or we began to not have that initial zeal that we had at the beginning. But we're talking about not conforming to the world. The world may have all of those systems, but as one talked earlier of having the systems of having the assistance of AI learning, I'm talking about investing yourself, but that's in our natural. I'm going to go there in just a minute. But again, what are the areas that you want to grow in? So what I'm talking about is tweaking the area in your spiritual life. Now, we as spiritual beings and we as Christian women, we want to have this life of prayer. So what does that mean? Does that mean that I got to pray every day? Well, you may want to add a daily prayer there. Does it have to be a whole hour? No. Now, if you in the face of the Lord and the Spirit of the Lord hasn't let you go, and you may end up, you look up and I've been praying for an hour. Yeah, that may be that season. But what I'm referring to is be intentional. Make it that 15 minutes. Be intentional. I'm going to get up every day or during my lunch or in my evening and block out that time. That is your devotional. Be topical. What is an area that are you dealing with? Anger. Am I angry? Am I feeling that I'm so angry or I'm frustrated or I have lack of hope? I've been doubting. Well, First Timothy 7 says that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. Amen. And fear and doubt, those are cousins. So we're fearful of stepping out of our comfort zone and making those adjustments that we need to make in our lives. So that's what I'm talking about, tweaking it. May already have a prayer life. You may already add some fasting. What do you need? What's been taking up that space? I'm not an expert in that area of fasting, but I am learning that, hey, if I'm spending too much time in social media, I'm going to fast from social media, even though that is my way of influence. But I believe that God can use me in another way outside of that. Come on now. Then we talk, and so we may take for granted our influence. Okay. Don't let the devil set you up with a big head and feel like that, oh, nothing's going to happen to me. No, he is a liar. The devil is a liar. And we're not going to allow and be caught up into the world of influence. We're, as women of God in our business, we're going to seek the Father's face. Lord, give me the strategy. How do we do this? How do I do that? So that's what we do. You do this until you get that breakthrough that you need. Amen. You look at your calendar and say, Lord, I want to make X amount of dollars for this month. And Lord, I want to have these clients. And as we in the Fempreneur Society, we want to invite you on over. We learn, yes, make the Lord our priority. Ask the Lord to show us, give us the strategy, and pray over that, pray over those thoughts, those ideas. And then you do that. And then that's your first quarter. Your first quarter, that's what you're going to do your first quarter. And then I heard someone else earlier talk about the win-wins. Hallelujah. I love it. So so be committed to your transformational journey, and you're bound to have the positive result. The second one is your natural life. What does that look like? That's your personal life. That's your family, your friends, your sisters, your brothers, your children, building that relationship. Hey, one day out of the week, we are going to sit down at the table and we're going to talk. We're going to eat. We're going to have dinner together. Or place the phone call. Maybe you may be the only one in your house, but hey, instead of texting, make a phone call. Place a phone call. That is tweaking that relationship. Getting to know, make a check-in with them, make a check-in with yourself. Okay, do that. Also, that natural life is your relationship with clients. Get to know new people. I love the story. I've heard it before as Nadia and Dr. Monique talk about how they came together. So you have your clients, your collaborations, then believing that those conversations, you make time to bring about the positive change. Invest in yourself. Again, this is your natural life, bringing about the positive results. Invest in yourself, in your business, get a coach, have a mentor. Having these in place will lead to the positive result. Amen. It is because of Nadia that I have began to know how to tailor monetizing. It is because in my business and what I do as a podcaster, it is because I invested into myself. I invested into my business. First of all, I didn't even know I had one. Let truth be told, I just wanted to talk to people and send out a positive message until my mentor 4 years ago, yes, Karen Crockett Cherry, I tell anyone that knows that she says, Sandy, you have a show. And I'm like, huh? I do. yes, you have a show. And from there, it was word of mouth. And what happened is that I began to cultivate. That's a word. I need y'all to write it down. Cultivate. Cultivated. You know how the farmer gets out in the ground and he that's a principle to that, a biblical principle, that he tills the ground. So what's that ground you want to tilled up? Okay, what is it? Only you know what that is, but cultivate. Okay, so that's what a coach will help you do, to cultivate that talent, that thing that is in you. What's that thing? Hallelujah. What is that thing that's in you? What's that thing that you can do that nobody else can do? God didn't create them to do that. I heard somebody else talk about the blessings that her talent. Her talent is not your talent. God gave you a talent. He gave three, and it's a principle, it's a parable, how God, he talks about, Jesus talks about, I'm about to go somewhere. He gave three a talent. He gave one, he gave 10. I think he gave the other one 5, and the other one he gave 1. My. Cultivate. What you gonna do with that one gift? Are you gonna bury it in the ground? I've shifted off of my notes because I feel that somebody needs to hear this. What are you doing with that one thing? That one thing, that thing that makes you move, that you will do even if you don't get paid for it. Now, I know that's a hard one. You said, what you mean? They're going to pay you for it, but you would do it anyway. That's your gift. That's your talent. And so as you make those small adjustments, having the mentor, having that in place that will lead to the positive results, there may only be that one small adjustment that you'll need to make. You don't have to make 10 adjustments, but just make the one adjustment. That one adjustment can yield in, oh my, one seed. I believe they say one apple seed can yield a whole tree of apples. Okay, come on. Y'all know the rest is like one seed of a watermelon. You got a whole field of them, right? What is the one thing? Come on now. I know you all are some amazing women, but I want to just implant this into you this afternoon. Then it is your health. Now, listen, y'all know I've been transparent. And those of you that are meeting me for the first time, having the diagnosis of diabetes, I'll be honest with you and happy and be glad to tell you, well, not really glad, but tell you, chocolate chip cookies, ice cream, the whole nine, is Dr. Pepper, a soda. Yes. But if I want to live longer, I'm going to have to tweak and not get upset when my daughter is really good for now. You know you don't need no soda. And there are times that I'm hard-headed and be like, I'm not even listening to her, but I suffer with it. So I began to hold myself accountable. And by holding myself accountable, I can have those positive results. What is to bring my sugars down? I want to give you some facts of diabetes because it's very prominent in the Black community. Total, there is 38.4 million people having diabetes. That's 11.6% of the U.S. population. Diagnosed, 29.7 million people, including 29.4 million adults. Then you've got the undiagnosed. That is 8.7 million people. That is 22.8% of adults that are undiagnosed. 65 years or older that are pre-diabetic. That's 27.2 million people aged 65 years or older. 48.8% have pre-diabetes. This is the type 2, and this was taken from the National Diabetes Statistics Report, which is the cdc.gov/diabetes data/statistics report. See, I want to make sure that I'm giving you my numbers and making sure those numbers are in place for you. Okay. So lastly, and we'll be wrapping it up, is my last point when I talked to you about is eating that properly, exercising. So eating properly, drinking plenty of water, and exercise. So in those 3 areas, it is your spiritual life. hey, just add a little bit more extra time spending with God in that first quarter. So you know, where do you want to be come the end of the year? Increase your business. Lord, show me how to do it. Show me how to increase the love in my family, how to love myself. You know, when we get everyone else out of the picture and it's just you and God, Lord, show me me. What can I remove and put more of you in me? I believe we all, if we're truthful, we all can do some transformation in our spiritual walk, in our natural walk, and in our health. So, with that being said, thank you all again for attending. Yes, the What's Your Superpower? My superpower is just simply daring to believe God. That's my superpower. I just believe God. As a woman of God and as a believer, I just believe him. I believe that my children will be saved by me putting, when I talk about being saved, is that they accepted Jesus Christ as a personal savior. I believe, God, that I can be healed. I believe, God, that I can walk in the abundance. I believe, God, that I can be who he says that I can be. And that is it. I am Dr. Sandy Sanders. You can find my daily blog on my personal page on Facebook, Sandy Sanders, and you also can follow where we interview authors, anthology book projects on our platform of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. You can find me on Facebook, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Spotify channel. Thank you so much, Nadia, for giving me this opportunity to be on this platform with these amazing, amazing women. Thank you so much.
Ooh, child, that was good. Thank you, Miss Sandy, so much. You know, I'm about to do a reflection of your talk. I hope that you can stay on for a few minutes. We will start the panel in just a moment. Thank you so much for that. Y'all, this has been an amazing occasion today. So before I get into a full reflection, I do want to go back over some of the points that Miss Sandy brought up about our positive transformation. And so, of course, she led with one of my favorite scriptures, Romans 12:2, by the renewing of our mind. And then she said, there are three dimensions that we need to transform in, and that is our spiritual lives, our natural lives, and our health and well-being, right? And so being intentional in our prayer life, being committed to our prayer life, being topical. I love that part where that means telling God exactly what we want, what we need, right? Being specific. And then seeking God's face on those questions that we need answered, right? Seeking his face, not to the left, not to the right, but what God has for us. And then taking those steps to be more healthy in curving our well-being, cultivating relationships, y'all. That was a good one, whether it's our family, our clients, right? And so that pretty much wraps it up. I'm not going to go too far deep, but I did want to also mention she talked about our Monday meetings, which is our weekly power calls for women entrepreneurs. Ladies, I have been meeting on Clubhouse with female entrepreneurs for the past 3 years. And it's been amazing. All of our businesses have flourished. We have made positive changes in our businesses, in our personal lives, in our walks with God. Why? Because we are learning to put him first, Prioritize God in your life and in your business, in everything that you do, and you will see the difference. You will see it. It will be hard not to see it. Okay. And so, with that being said, I just want to recap a few things that were covered today, y'all. Just so much goodness, so many gems. But I want you to remember who you are listening to today. You heard from women that have overcome domestic violence, tragic accidents, grief, teen parenting, shyness and fear, self-sabotage, alcoholism, health issues, self-doubt, low self-esteem. In some form or fashion, the women here have all dealt with different issues. However, they've all overcome with God, utilizing their God-given superpower or powers, because we have multiple. Don't think you limit it to one. God is good. He gonna give us everything we need, right? And then they spoke about our gifts and talents. That was mentioned so many times. So many times. Why? Because that is God's investment in us. Think about it. He created all of us with a special gift and special talents for us to be able to survive, right? Of course, some of us survive with our corporate jobs and different things like that, but he put everything in you that you need to survive. It's in your hands. You don't necessarily need the corporate job. It's wonderful. I'm glad that we have those opportunities, but he put everything in you that you need. Our gifts and talents are his investment into us, and he wants a return on his investment. And that's the reason for opportunities and safe spaces like this, for you to know that everything that God put in you is something that you can cultivate into a wonderful lifestyle, a rich lifestyle, to the things, and not speaking of, I'm losing my words, but not speaking of things that we can, tangible things. I'm talking about a rich lifestyle, meaning your mind, a rich lifestyle, meaning your family, a rich lifestyle, meaning that you won't have any worries, right? When you put your focus on him and prioritize God, show him that his investment in you is not in vain. I'm going to put these talents to use. I'm going to put these gifts to use, even along with my 9 to 5, right? Even along with all the problems I have, because it's just a pit stop. Y'all got to think about the trials and the tribulations as a pit stop, because you're going to keep going. You have to. You have no choice. You have the whole kingdom behind you, and then you have people depending on you to make it. So you can't give up. And so I want to just thank y'all, those that have been here with us the whole time, our audience, our ladies, our presenters, our speakers, everyone that chimed in here today. Thank you. And so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and line up for our panel. And we're going to be brief with it. So if you have questions, go ahead and start rounding those up. Go ahead and start rounding those up, because we're going to have about a 15-minute discussion. Ladies, feel free, if you have questions for each other, feel free to tap into those areas. And so what I want to start, I'm going to start with the first question, of course. And so, what I want to start with is, first off, ladies, tell us why you chose to be a part of this summit. And anyone can speak. Just unmute yourself.
Oh, because of you, Nadia. Yeah, that's why. It's your
Everyone
superpower.
else. No, good. I'm grateful because we all have been. I know Miss V is new to the group, but we all have been working together for a few years now, right? On and off. And so, of course, when I thought about this summit, I wanted to pull women that, of course, I knew something about, but they still had so much to offer, right? So many women, you know, kind of shrink down. And through the years of knowing you ladies, you have not done that. You have blossomed and you have become, more confident, more experienced, more willing, right? Because I know probably 2 years ago, I would have had to like, come on, Monique, come on, you can do this. But when I asked, it was like, yep, what time you need me to do it? What you need me to do? Same with Coach Liz. She probably would have said, yeah, 2 years ago, because she was already into the speaking and, public speaking and all of that good stuff. But it was still like, do you think they want to hear what I got to say? Do you think they want to hear what I got? Of course they do. Of course. And then Miss Celeste has blossomed. My Tira. So T is such a blessing, y'all. This lady here, all of that beauty is hiding so much struggle that she has overcome. And it's so good to see. Then Miss Sandy, the lady that said she didn't know she had a business, just has blossomed, right? So it's a blessing on both sides, right? And then Miss V, welcome to the group, Miss V. Who has
Thank you so much.
Yes, and has just fallen right in. That's how you know when the Lord is working in this thing, right? Everything. Look at the summit today. I swear I was still asking y'all topics last night, but look how it flowed.
Yeah. And I was thinking just that, Nadia, when you said, why are you here? And I said, God put me in your path. My mentor, she has a relationship with you, and she thought this would be a wonderful opportunity. And I'm so glad that she connected us, because you ladies, I met Nadia through conversations we've been conversating, but then to be in this space with you ladies has just touched me and inspired me. So thank you. I'm just so thankful that God put me here with you all today. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Same here. And I want to shout out Miss O, Miss Omika. Thank you so much for referring Miss V, and for also being a part. Miss Omika is one of our co-authors in A Mother's Prayer anthology. So yes, she is in the family as well. So y'all, I just listen. I am just full right now. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even have any more questions. Can y'all just tell some things that you want to tell, say something that you want to say? Because I just wanted to bring us together as a collective, being that everyone gave their presentation separate. But like I said, just bringing it all together, God just orchestrated it, because I swear I just put times by y'all name, because I was like, Lord. Then I had been working, volunteering, and doing all kind of stuff outside of my element. So I actually worked with kids for 3 days this week. So, it was just like, girl, what you gonna do Sunday? But God made it work where I was able to bring myself down and, just really pull it all together. Of course, prayer.
Mhm.
Prayer. brought it to this where it is now. And I just thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna let y'all, everybody give a little spiel. It doesn't have to be long, but you can give, what you do if you haven't
I'll
had
go
an
first.
opportunity, and go right ahead. I'm gonna shut up.
Mhm. Miss. So the question was, what brought us to the summit? I've already told everyone what I do, but I would say I've been working with Nadia for a little while now. I really can't even put a number to the years because I don't know. I don't remember. But one thing that really brought me not just to the summit, but to the book, into every other collaboration, or to be wherever she is, to be able to serve and to help out and do those things, is community, right? So within the culture of the Black women, it has always been said that we cannot work together, right? Like Black women, we can't work together. We don't get very far because it's the crab in a bucket syndrome, and it's always someone is wanting to outshine the other and all of those things, right? But the difference is being amongst women that are putting God first and that are truly, truly communicating with him and truly house the Holy Spirit, is that's not the case, right? That's not the case. And so when God orchestrates things and he makes divine connections and he put things together, it's because we complement one another. So there is something about one of my sisters on this panel that is not so much of a strong suit of my own, but it's a strong suit of theirs, so that we were able to lean on each other and glean from each other. And so I've learned a whole lot just by being of the greatness that is this summit and all of the books and all of the other summits and everything else, right? So you learn something and you pick up different things from everyone. So that's what brought me to the summit, definitely because of Nadia, of course, but also to be able to connect with so many that I have connected with before and those that don't know me. One thing about me is I'm an ambivert. So I'm like extroverted on purpose, but I'm definitely introverted as well. And as much of an extrovert as I am, there are times where people would say, oh, you never meet a stranger, but I do. And I tend to shy away from myself. Like I tend to shy away from presenting who I am and what I have to offer to the table. I'm a true servant at heart. So a lot of times I go without being like on blast and without being noticed. Like I can work with you for a long time and you never know what it is that I do because I don't say anything. And God is shifting me now to where I have to come from the back of the room, where I was really comfortable and I was really cool. I was chilling, but he shifted me to bring, come on back up to the front, because there's a certain group of people that I am called to help, and I can never help them if they never know that I'm here to help. Right. And so being around Nadia and others, they make me feel like it's okay for me to say, hey, I do such and such, and not feel like I'm taking the light away from them. So I'm learning how to co-shine, how people say, co-shine. And it's like, you're good. This is your lane of genius. This is my lane of genius. You help this person. I help this person. But together we help all of God's people. And so that's what brought me, really to the summit, and what continuously brings me to different rooms is just being able to, first and foremost, go in as a servant, to be able to serve and do whatever it is that I can help someone else, but also to be able to help those who I'm intended to help.
I love it. I love it. Get your tribe, sis. Come on out the back. We need you up front, like Miss O said. Come to the front, sis. We need you. Come on up here. Come on. All right, who's next?
I'll go next. Tiara, thank you. Your story resonated with me in so many ways, and I too have been in the background, and I have been okay with that. But it's time. It's time to start sharing my gift on a broader scale. So I have done every type of committee. I have done advocating for children. I have done all these things, but I support my husband in his in our transportation company. I support my children in their educational and professional journeys. I support everyone else. I support my team that reports to me in my 9 to 5. But it is also time for me to support and pour into and encourage myself and my lean in sisters. And Miss O is one of those. In fact, she's our mentor. We are really focusing on that. This is our year for us to come forward. And all of you, just all of you listening to you out there, God gave me a seed, actually several seeds from each of the sisters presenting today. I just want to, I'm so inspired. I want to grow and connect with you ladies. And if anyone has a question for me, please reach out to me. And if there's someone that I help with my message today, that's all I can ask for. That's all I can ask for. And I'm just here for it. I am here to inspire and be a blessing to someone and to continue to grow in this space, this new space for me.
Yes, yes, yes. Who's next?
I'll be next. So why did I come? Anything Nadia puts on, I'm going to come to. Whether I'm in the forefront or putting up balloons or wrangling little children at a summer camp, we're going to make it happen. It's incredible how God orchestrates relationships. And I'm going to say this, don't cry. Nadia. I met Nadia when I was going through a crisis in life, and it was during the pandemic, and I was kind of isolated, but just having this community has been a way to help me through, like she said, literally, I'm not ashamed to say it, and it's not being boastful, it's just being confident and knowing what God is doing, where you came from. Like literally, I feel like my life has skyrocketed, and that, where I was at the beginning of the pandemic, I don't even know where that was. Like I'm so far removed from that. But that was one of the reasons why I came. And then even to be able to be comfortable sharing a niche of a platform. So when we're in platforms like this, when we first started, I do some empowerment work, but it's all centered around creativity, just learning how to, this platform allowed me to learn how to feel out where my sweet spot was without having to be like anybody else. So like I'm doing my creative thing. I just started a radio talk show, which deals with like basically creativity and helping people solve their problems in a creative way. But learning that this platform with that Nadia makes available really has helped me to really practice until I found out who I was.
I love it. Who's next?
I'll go. The first question was, why did I choose to join, I believe?
Yes.
Okay. Various reasons. Like you said, how we met. Actually, I met Miss Celeste there too, in Biloxi, and it's kind of like we just haven't lost touch since that meeting. Iron sharpens iron, and that helps me to be around powerful women that have been where I've been. I can't, nobody can tell me something about something they haven't experienced. And some people try, like one of the speakers said, you try to hide it, or you try to act as if you haven't been there. And ever since I come, and it's a struggle to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get on the call and talk, but it's so worth it, and it's so needed, and that's why I keep coming back. She say, I'm doing the book. I'm like, okay, Nadia, what you need me to do? And then I got excited because Nadia is on her book tour. She's coming to San Antonio. So I'm excited.
Yes. Thank you, Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Liz, you gonna close us out?
I've been trying to unmute. I don't know if it's my system system or what? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
You can hear me? Okay, because I'm like delayed over here and I'm frozen and all of that. And Sister Kira's going back and forth like she robotic and I'm getting distracted. I don't know what's going on, but I'm in the wood. So I met Nadia just scrolling through Facebook one day and she popped up and I was just like, who is this? And I saw the name and I loved the name. And then I said, I should have known. I saw Louisiana. So that's the heart of my heart, where I grew up. Wasn't born there, but I have very fond memories growing up, living with my grandparents off and on throughout my life. And so finished high school there as well. And so I was attracted to Nadia and it's been a connection. We started out with a business relationship and now I just feel like she's my sister. We've never met in person, but I can't wait until we do because the connection is just so strong. And I love this platform, being able to empower other women and then also get empowered. So I've learned something from each of you. My heartstrings have been pricked by each of you. And I just feel like these are God connections, even though we haven't had individualized conversations. I just feel like I know you all in the spirit. And that is so rare in this marketplace now that we have. But, I've always prayed to God to just lead me and surround me with Christian women who are true to what they say, do what they say they're going to do, and true to the word of God and who they represent. And he has done just that. And yes, Sister Monique, unique Monique, God will push you out of your comfort zone every single time to just bring you up to another level because he already has placed it in you and it's been lying dormant. So he ignites that fire and now he steps back and he's like, so what you going to do with it? Are you going to believe me or not? And so that faith in God gives us that encouragement and that empowerment and that endurance to step out on faith and keep moving. Yes, we're going to stumble, we're going to fall, but he gets us back on the path because his word is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. When we follow him, our path is illuminated. So that's all we can do. We just need to do our assignment because he's going to do what he said he's going to do. So we have to do what we say we're going to do. And so I just love this. Nadia, whenever you call, I guess you know that I'm going to be there. Because whenever I call, say, look, can you send me a package of pecan candy? She gonna do it. She does it. So there's no denying. When she sent me that was like, like she my boo. She sent me candy. That's my boo. So I'm just happy to be here with you all. I've kind of gotten, other things have pulled me in other directions, but it's all balance. And I believe I just come back. Everything has a season and a place, right? So yes. It's a lot of moving parts, but the puzzle always comes together. So thank you so much for allowing me to be on this platform. I've enjoyed myself. It's been nice seeing you beautiful women. And one day we will have this summit in person and I will make an effort to be there. So thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Liz. Thank you, Tira. Thank you, Vanita. Thank you, Miss Celeste. And thank you, Monique. Thank you all so much for your input, for your commitment to being a part of whatever I call y'all for, but specifically for today, for this summit. I'm just full. I don't even have too much more to say, but I'm going to end with this. Guys, we are back on Clubhouse. So tomorrow at 6 a.m., I hope to see you there. Invite a woman in business so that we can continue on this journey. If you can't make it, I definitely understand. That's what the replays are for. So make sure that you are able to listen to the replay You can also join our Facebook group, the Fempreneur Society Support Group, where you can put your upcoming events or anything that you need support with in that group. And like I said, every Monday at 6 a.m. Central, we are on Clubhouse. Now, next Monday, we will not be on there. I have an out of town engagement, but we will be there tomorrow and every Monday after God's Bears. All right. So mark your calendars for that. And then the book tour. So you ladies, I think all of you have been a part of one or several of my book projects. And so I'm hosting an author boss book tour where at each stop of the book tour, it will be a community book signing. So not only will I be signing books, but any author in the area that wishes to come and set up and do a book signing with their publication is very welcome for a small investment, of course. And so I hope that, you can join me on this. We have about 6 stops. The first one starting here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I have a date, March 17th for Baton Rouge. April, we will be in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. So if you are in that area or if you want to catch a flight out there, come on and join me. In May, we will be in San Antonio, Texas, May the 5th. And I don't have the dates for the rest of the tour, but we're going to Houston. We're going to New Orleans. Atlanta was on the list, y'all, but I realized that I was going to be in the DR, so I had to switch that one. But I may swerve back around to ATL later in the summer. So just look out for that. And if you're near any of those areas that I'll be in, come out. Even if you don't set up, come out and see me. I haven't seen any of you in person other than my local ladies. So I would love to meet you, love to hug you. And also spread the word, y'all. The biggest thing here is us being able to glean from each other, us being able to network with each other, and us being able to cultivate these relationships. Because as you see, we all met online for the most part, right? And this has been years of cultivation and friendship and support, right? And we want to keep it going. And as Coach Liz said, we want to show other women that there's true, genuine kingdom support. All right. So I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us again for the What's Your Superpower Summit. This was the first one, but God knows it will not be the last. And look out for our upcoming book, What's Your Superpower Anthology Volume 2, coming out next month in March. So make sure that you have signed up for all of our page subscriptions. Make sure that you have followed all of us on social media, because the best is yet to come. We are just getting started with 2024, the year of the open door. Y'all be blessed. We love y'all. And remember, your superpower will get you through whatever comes up. Blessings.